What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video. My name is Charlie, and today we're going to be checking out the 1 out of 5 through 5 out of 5 sync grid builds for this guy right here, Pryce and Dewgong. Pryce and Dewgong are going to be an interesting kind of sync pair to use. They're good for like one, maybe two things in certain situations. They're probably not going to be a go-to unit for a lot of people unless like they do like a rebalancing system, or if there's a like ice type training event or a Pryce and Dewgong specific event. But we'll go ahead and take a look at them right now anyways. Just for the simple fact that you can do some really interesting things with their sync grid. But we'll check out their stats right now. You've got the HP, which is at 608, making them in the top 30 of HP in the entire game. Let's see here. Their attack's not too bad. Special attack and special defense are okay, but they do get buffed from his moveset. Defense is, of course, lacking. And speed is not where I would want it to be, but remember, paired with the right sync pairs, you can do like X Speed All with Samurott. You can do X Defend All. Like, you can do different things to help boost him up. But you wouldn't want to use him as your attacker, even though he kind of really wants to be an attacker, and I'll prove that right now with Ice Beam. Being a 2 gauge move, it has a very small chance of leaving the target frozen. Dire Hit, which raises his critical hit rate. Icy Wind, which I think is probably his most useful ability or skill or move for the entire unit. It's an AoE attack, so it's going to hit all the opponents, and it lowers their speed. It's pretty useful. I'll teach you a lesson. Now, hang on a second. Let me jump back to it real quick. Why is lowering speed useful? Well, there are some sync pairs where they can do more damage based on how much speed has been lowered on the opponents. So, definitely want to pair this guy up with those sync pairs. There's a few of them in the game. Yeah. I don't know them off the top of my head. I'll teach you a lesson which sharply raises the user's special attack and special defense. Realistically, you'd want to probably do I'll teach you a lesson and then go in with your Icy Winds. I mean, you could do Dire Hits with them just for, I don't know, lowering the sync counter faster. But Icy Wind is going to be your main use for Dewgong. He does do Winter's Lesson Aurora Beam for his special move. Does 250 to 300 damage. No additional effects though, which is, you know, all the modern units usually have an additional effect with their sync move. And here's another reason why it wants to be a striker. It has Super Duper Effective 2, which powers up moves when they are that are super effective. But there's just stronger strikers in the game that even if they were weak, the opponent was weak to ice, the other strikers would do more damage. So again, you wouldn't want to use Dewgong as a striker. You'd want to use him as a support for lowering speed, and maybe even as a semi-tank. Even though his sync grid doesn't have that many defense nodes, which we'll take a look at right now. So this is the 1 out of 5 sync grid. So you get the basic nodes that are you can get for 0 energy. But on the right hand side, we grabbed all the nodes that we could, because everything else is locked behind 2 or 3 out of 5. So we grabbed the speed, the HP, the other speed, the Icy Wind power up. Hostile Environment 1, which raises the chance of inflicting status conditions with the additional effects of moves. And you can actually grab 2 of those. So boost the chance of lowering speed, or if you use Ice Beam, freezing an opponent. But you know, I guess you could use them for freezing opponents too. You could, yeah, you could. It's doable. But again, there's just other Pokemon that do like trap and poison probably better than Dewgong does freezing. But we got the Dire Hit MP Fresh 3 here, just using up all the energy that we can. Let's see here. Healing Hail 1 restores the Pokemon's HP whenever it takes action during a hailstorm. And Snow Shelter, which protects the Pokemon from damage from a hailstorm. So when we do get, with Steelix and Garchomp and Palossand, you get a sandstorm team where the team works best when it's in a sandstorm. Dewgong is going to work best when it's on a hailstorm team. It's hailstorm, right? Yeah, hailstorm team. Unfortunately, there's not really a good hailstorm team in the game yet at the time of recording this. But hopefully in the future we do get a good hailstorm team, and Dewgong becomes a much more viable unit at that point. Let's see here. And you do get the special defense node right there, the speed plus 20 and the HP plus 10. But this is what I mean by, like, he could be a decent tank, but because he's got more defense nodes and special defense nodes, but they're locked behind the 2 out of 5. So you need to get multiple copies of him in order to get the additional tankiness. Alright, we'll head on to the first 2 out of 5 Sync Grid. Up in the left hand corner we got the speed plus 10. You could do we've got several sync grid builds lined up for 2 out of 5. Of course we grabbed the hostile environment ones because those are almost essential for Dewgong, to be honest with you. The Snow Shelter, just in case we do get that hailstorm team. And the speed plus 20 and the defense plus 10. Over here we grabbed all the Icy Wind power-ups. And the speed plus 5 and the HP plus 10. So this just powers up Icy Wind, even though it doesn't do much damage per se. But you know, you can power it up as much as you can, because that's going to be, again, the main use for Dewgong is Icy Wind. Alright, moving on to the next one. This one is a little bit more focused on HP and defense, because we grabbed the HP plus 20 and the defense plus 10 over here. Because remember, he has really bad physical defense, so you want to boost up that physical defense for certain situations. Speed plus 20 and Healing Hail 1. Again, like, he could be a decent tank in a hailstorm because he recovers HP with Healing Hail 1. Yeah, I mean, we grabbed that special attack we just had 2 energy left over. So because we couldn't grab the HP plus 10 here. But yeah, this is a decent build. Again, not the preferred build for him, but, you know, just showing you guys the diversity of the unit. Alright, this one is a little bit more of like a preferred use for Dewgong. You could do I'll Teach You a Lesson MP Refresh, so you can get more of the special defense raising that you get with I'll Teach You a Lesson. But you could also do... let's see here. Let's get rid of... because that's 7. So if we got rid of this, and this, you get this. Have 2 left over and do that. So that way, when you're in a hailstorm, I mean, you would want to get... I mean, you would realistically want to get Snow Shelter 2. but there's not really a way to do that without... I guess we could do this. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Just like that. Figured it out. So we lost the plus 20 for speed, but we gained the protection from a hailstorm. And we gained the healing ability with Healing Hail 1. Along with I'll Teach You a Lesson, plus the defense and special defense nodes, and that HP plus 20, which helps out a lot. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. This is like a full Icy Wind build. Special attacks, special attack, grab that defense node. Again, just spam Icy Wind, even though you can't really spam it because the move gauge refresh is locked behind 3 out of 5. But you can do Icy Wind as much as you can with this one, really. Let's see here. The next one we could do is, this is the first 3 out of 5 that we can build out. And it's more of an Ice Beam build. So you can really power up Ice Beam and spam it with the move gauge refresh. Plus we grabbed all the special attack nodes that we could. And the Hostile Environments 1, so you have a higher chance of inflicting the opponent with being frozen. So yeah, it's a decent build if you want to focus on freezing opponents. Alright, here's the next one where we focus more on HP and defense. Again, we've got Snow Shelter and Healing Hail. We grabbed the one Hostile Environment 1, the defense and special defense node up there, plus the HP plus 10 right there. This is a decent build out because you are increasing the chance of lowering the speed or inflicting frozen on your opponent with the Hostile Environment 1. There's just not enough sync orbs or energy remaining to able to get the other hostile environment 1. But again, this is a decent build. I would probably have this build for Dewgong. Alright, we'll check out the next one. This one we're going into Invigorating Hail 3, which powers up moves in a hailstorm. And you get another one there too, Invigorating Hail 3. So this one is, of course, another Ice Beam build. We grab the special attack plus 10. It's a good, like, Hailstorm build, too. Once we get a Hailstorm team put out. But, you know, it'll come in time. It'll come in time, guys. Don't worry about it. Alright, here's the next one. We grab the Hostile Environment 2s. Icy Wind, all the Icy Wind buffs. The Icy Wind move gauge refresh 4. So what we could do with this one, if you didn't want to do this particular build out, what you could do, remember what you could do, is we take away these, the accuracy up, and 2 power-ups. So that gives us 20 more energy remaining. And so we could do this. We'll go Snow Shelter, Defense, I'll Teach You a Lesson, so that we're boosting up special defense and special attack. And then we have 2 left over, so we can grab the special attack right there. And so this way you're spamming Icy Wind, and you're also spamming I'll Teach You a Lesson. So you're increasing your special defense and your special attack, while also lowering the defense of the opposing, or lowering the speed of the opposing team. And with both of the hostile environments, you can also use Ice Beam to have a higher chance of freezing the target. And that used up all 750 orbs and all the energy. And here's our last one. Last one's always going to be the Sync Bomb build. You grab the 2 Sync move plus 25. The Dire Hit MP Refresh 3. So that way we can just keep upping our critical hit rate, so that when we do the sync move, it hits even harder. Snow Shelter. We can actually take Snow Shelter if we don't want to do a Hailstorm build, and either do like Icy Wind move gauge refresh, or you could do a Hostile Environment, or if you wanted to, we did grab all the special attacks that we could. But we could also do an Ice Beam move gauge refresh 3, or we can grab the special defense or defense, one or the other, plus HP plus 10 down here, and that could give you a more tanky, more tankiness, so you're alive to get to your sync move. You know, you can do all sorts of little things with Dewgong. It's not the most versatile sync grid. Like up here in the upper left hand corner, you could do Freeze Energy 8. You have 2 of those, which powers up moves when the target is frozen, so that would be more useful with the Ice Beam build. But again, like, you really just want to use them for lowering the target's speed and being a tanky enough unit that will be able to take a few hits to set up certain kinds of teams. But again, he's going to be very useful once we get a Hailstorm team. And once we get the Hailstorm team, I'll definitely showcase him in that video. But yeah, guys, for now, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already, so you never miss out on any of my daily Pokemon Masters content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.